Logic can be met with logic, while illogic cannot. It confuses those who think straight. The big lie and monotonously repeated nonsense have more emotional appeal than logic and reason. While the people are still searching for a reasonable counterargument to the first lie, the totalitarians can assault them with another. Never before in history have such effective means existed to manipulate a society into the psychosis of totalitarianism. Smartphones and social media, television and the internet, all in conjunction with algorithms that quickly censor the flow of unwanted information, allow those in power to easily assault the minds of the masses. What is more, the addictive nature of these technologies means that many people voluntarily subject themselves to the ruling elite's propaganda with a remarkable frequency. Modern technology, explains Mirlu, teaches man to take for granted the world he is looking at. He takes no time to retreat and reflect. Technology lures him on, dropping him into its wheels and movements. No rest, no meditation, no reflection, no conversation. The senses are continually overloaded with stimuli. Man doesn't learn to question his world anymore. The screen offers him answers, ready-made.
Mass psychosis is a process where a large portion of the population becomes mentally ill, and it has happened before, specifically with the American and European witch trials, and of course during the global conflicts of the early 1900s. Why am I telling you this now? No reason. No reason at all. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. This is Luke Rudowski of WeAreChange.org. Where in this video, we are going to be breaking down the latest celebritard advice and reminding you the importance of actually looking at the scientific data and information provided to you with the important skill of critical thinking. Yep, lots of important news with patient zero, new CDC numbers. We're going to be talking about that, plus a lot more. But before we do, the video that we saw at the beginning of this broadcast is from a full 21-plus minute video by the YouTube channel After School. The link to this entire video will be down in the description below, and it is definitely worth a watch to fully understand the processes of mass psychosis, especially in a time where information is being controlled by less and less people, which some accuse of pushing an agenda out there, which this entire hypothetical concept at least deserves to be discussed. And hey, that's what we strive to do. Now, just jumping into all the latest news happening right now, we're also finding out that U.S. producer price inflation jumped 7.8% in July, one of the largest increases on record. All of this as the government keeps spending absolutely massive spending bills with only the inevitable future of more money printing and creation. This as Mitch McConnell, Mitt Romney, who previously said that Donald Trump's $1 trillion infrastructure bill was just too much, just too expensive for the American public, just voted for Biden's $1.2 trillion plan. Where's that money going to come out of? As all presidents are acting like they have blank checks, well, you're going to have to pay for it in more ways than one. And as the Biden administration keeps writing a blank check to special interests and, quote, redistributing the wealth, we have more absolutely damaging news about his son, who many people accuse of being a potential major source of blackmail for this administration, as there's a new video of the president's son saying, quote, that the Russians have videos of me doing some crazy-ish, as he describes to a working lady of the night that Russian drug dealers stole another laptop of his and have incriminating information on him, totaling now a loss of 3 computers, each likely to hold sensitive information to the President of the United States. And this latest news definitely brings up some troubling concerns for this administration, to be completely honest. And as the son of the president repeatedly gets caught breaking the law and facing no retribution for it at all, we're getting information that in Seattle, 9/11 calls are met with response times that are sometimes longer than 60 minutes. All of this as your government tries to disarm you more, and big tech is censoring more of your speech, as the Reddit category No New Normal that was growing in huge numbers was just censored by Reddit moderators, which severely will stifle the conversation that was happening on this subreddit. What was censored? Well, we're going to be talking about that specifically on LukeUncensored.com, as well as the larger idea that not all hope is lost, which some very surprising information coming from local activists of the airline industry highlighting a completely different picture than, of course, a lot of people are getting from the establishment. Yeah, lots of things to discuss specifically in India and Israel, and we're going to be getting into it, plus a lot more, all exclusively on LukeUncensored.com. And if you're looking for a place with unfiltered, raw, unstifled conversations, this is definitely the place to go, and we will be expanding this so it's not just a video platform. Got a lot of exciting things in the works. Stay tuned for a lot more. Also, I think we got 1 or 2 tickets left for the Survival event happening this Saturday in New England. If you haven't heard of it, go to learnfromluke.com. I got a very fun, exciting, entertaining event happening, which I think everyone will absolutely love, and they have before. Now, if you watched me on this platform and on my career for about 15 years now, you know that a lot of times I don't like to jump to conclusions, but I would rather ask questions and look into things a little bit more skeptically than, of course, the establishment does. And if there's one real lesson that I could kind of bestow to a lot of people who watch these videos, is the importance of critical thinking and not just taking information, especially from celebrities, at face value. Whether it's celebritards, influencers, we have to understand that we're seeing messages and representations that are filtered through individuals who are paid to act and to read scripts to convince you of ideas. Just on that very basis alone, people should be skeptical of what a lot of celebrities are saying, but a lot of our society does gravitate towards the loudest voices rather than, of course, the more rational ones. And I wanted to highlight this with a spree of celebrities coming out trying to give out medical advice. And again, I have to say, it is not a good idea to take medical advice from celebrities. Please look at the data, the science, talk to medical professionals. And I wanted to talk about this in the background of bodybuilder, steroid-taking, former actor Arnold Schwarzenegger, who came out recently and said, quote, "Screw your freedom," when it came to individuals not doing what some state officials want them to do. Specifically with the mask policies. Now, I do have to say, someone who has been accused of a very bigoted, racist viewpoints, someone whose father was literally a German World War II stormtrooper. I'm not saying this, literally, Newsweek is saying this, by the way. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the man who once admitted that he admired the ruler of Germany during World War II, maybe shouldn't be the best representative telling people to get rid of their freedoms and that their freedoms don't matter. But who am I? I'm just, a YouTube commentator. Another bastion of health celebrity actor that gets paid to read lines, Sean Penn, also came out and called for the need of mandatory medical procedures for everyone, even though there's some doctors advising their patients not to do this. Patients with, allergies, natural immunities, even personal religious exemptions, doesn't matter for Sean Penn. He says this procedure should be no different than requiring a driver's license, and shaming people and attacking people isn't really going to help their cause. It's only going to make people double down. It's only going to make people resist this larger messaging. And even supporters of Arnold Schwarzenegger said encouraging people to do something is one thing, shaming and attacking them is not really helping anyone. Now, outside of these celebritards dominating the conversation, what does the medical community, what does the scientific community say about what's going on right now? Well, we're just getting bombshell information from the chief of the World Health Organization, Dr. Peter Mbarek, that came out and said that actually patient zero from all of this could have been a Wuhan lab worker working at the level 3 laboratory that has been financed by the U.S. Pentagon, Google, and Dr. Fauci, along with other special interest groups. And according to the World Health Organization's Dr. Peter Mbarek, this is a likely cause of the sickness, which is something that he previously ruled out. It's also important to note here that other independent medical professionals, along with journalists, were censored on social media for talking about this issue, and now the World Health Organization is making arguments that they were most likely right all along. The CDC also came out with very surprising data, as they just had yet another U-turn about their mask guidance. There's been a lot of major U-turns by the CDC, which is important to note here. The CDC also noted from a study that infected people have shown to carry the same viral load as people who have taken a medical procedure that the establishment wants them to take. This, as there's a new study showing that this procedure provided by Pfizer is, quote, only 42% effective against the Delta variant. There was other more positive results for the Moderna procedure. The CDC also came out with recommendations telling anyone that is pregnant that they should take this procedure. And the CDC also admitted that it made yet another mistake, as it officially came out and said that it did overcount the cases that were happening in Florida, literally revising down state numbers from 28,000 to 19,000, and they offered no official explanation to why the data was wrong here. Why was the wrong number given? What was responsible for the miscalculation here? And the CDC is not releasing any information about that, as of course the mainstream media and political establishment have been attacking Florida for their, quote, record high numbers, which we're learning right now weren't based in reality, weren't based in truth, and have significantly gone down. Now, I think it's fair to say that constant U-turns, people finding out that the data was wrong and not being given an explanation to why, celebrities and politicians attacking and trying to go after everyday human beings, doesn't really help their cause here. And I think that's one of the fairest arguments to make during this time. There's a lot of more things I want to say, but I'm going to have to save it for LukeUncensored.com. Big Pharma stock prices have gone down today too, by the way. Again, I'm not a medical professional. I'm not here to give you advice. If there's one thing that I could leave you with is don't get your medical advice from influencers and celebrities. Please, 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 please. Whatever you do, look at the data, look at the science, look at the studies, and start to critically think what is happening here so you could have at least informed consent with the decisions that you make that are going to be right for you as an individual. No decision is right for everyone, and that's why I urge more than ever for critical thinking. If you thought I did an okay job here, please share this video with your friends and family members. It's one of the few ways that these videos are actually getting out there. If you thought I did a bad job, dislike the video. Let me know why in the comment section below. I appreciate your constructive criticism because it allows me to grow, be better, and to have an honest, real conversation that we try to have here almost every single day. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on WeAreChange.org.